Hi everyone and welcome to today's General Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. I was voguing before this, so if there's a weird jump before this video, that's why. Yeah, it's after midnight, so you know what that means. Tired Carly, tired hyper Carly though, because for the past 3 days I've gotten up at before 7 o'clock, which is strange, and I've had to be at work at really early in the morning and do a lot of driving, which is strange for me these days. So my sleep schedule is really weird and normal. So this is weird, and I've been cleaning my living room a lot. So I know I said I would have an announcement in the last video, but for realsies this time, I know I announced this a year and a half ago, but it's actually happening. I'm making my little office in the corner there, so we will soon be moved over there, and we won't be on the couch, which means I'm getting up off the couch. This is historic, y'all. I hope you realize that. Because, all the General Hospital recaps ever have been filmed on this couch, save the ones that, my mom's done and stuff like that. So, that move over to the couch is going to be, off the couch. You know what I mean. It's after midnight. Let's get right to it. It's Wednesday's General Hospital, and this was a big week. So, let's get to it. Shoulder, shoulder, shoulder. At Windermere, Anna tells Valentine she remembers everything. She's been in contact with someone who specializes in memory loss and hypnosis. I was going to say hypnotication, and that's not the right word. That's not even a word. So she's beginning to finally remember that he was right. She manipulated him for classified information to sell it to the DVX, but she also learned that she was a victim too. It wasn't just him. She says Cesar Faison forced her to turn over the information. It was part of his plan to compromise her. He was skilled in hypnosis and mind control, which is just... I kind of love how soap opera-y General Hospital's getting. We're on that cusp of so he doesn't believe her. I can't imagine why. He asks why she's here. She says she remembers everything. He asks her to bring up something personal then, not anything that would be in a file. He wants the truth. So they were in Lisbon. There was heavy rain. The drop site was this church. There were bells chiming. She remembered that he was staring at the patron saint of prisoners. That's what he had said to her. She doesn't remember who took whose hand, but he had sad eyes. And, he's engrossed in this, right? So she took him out of the church, and they went to a hotel across the square. I know. So after they spent the night together, he found the note for the kill directive while she was in the shower, taking a very, 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 very long shower. And she says that it never occurred to him, did he think that she left it out in the open to warn him and give him a chance to get away. And she could have had the job finished if she wanted to, but she held off for 2 hours, and then she never pursued it. So she says she liked him. She genuinely liked him. She really did. And she knew he'd get away from everyone because he was very strategic. And she couldn't follow through on that one betrayal. And I was like, this is okay. I'm listening. At Ava's, Ava called Scott over. Lots has happened. A robbery at the Floating Rib. I think we may remember that. She and Lucy were there. The thieves snatched the pills, and now they're at the PCPD. So she's not going to claim the pills, obviously, because, I might not like her, but she's not an idiot. But they will cause issue, and her DNA's all over them, too, and someone needs to grab it before the police find them. And she wants Scott to do it. So he's like, no. She tries to say that he's an accomplice. And, who knows what she might say. And even if Sonny doesn't care enough to kill him like he'd kill her, I'm sure the police would have fun. And then he walks out. So we don't really know if he's going to, do anything or not. But, come on. It's not... How many limbs can he go out on for her? You know what I mean? At the PCPD, an officer is cataloging the evidence. Lulu visits Dante. Today is the first visit with Charlotte, and she made a new friend last night, Nell. Oh, and I should mention that the pills are, way in the back, tucked away behind, all the other evidence. So anyway, Lulu talked with Nell, told her situation. They were really talking. She asked about Michael, and, she has the feeling that Nell has feelings for him. And, since Michael's Dante's brother, and he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, slow down here, chickadee. There's about to be, like, a loud noise because something's about to fall off the tote. So just brace yourself. So anyway, so she's like, I'm not going to do anything yet. I love her eyes in this scene were, like, amazing. Someone's been taking eye training lessons because, like, very, like, I noticed. So she's in it for the long game. They're both in it for the long game. Needn't you worry, Dante. So Lulu's going to go home and get set up for her visit with Charlotte. And she's not putting all her hopes and dreams on now, just like a little bit of them. Scott talks to an officer who is cataloging the information. He asks about Dante, and then he slips into the evidence room, and I'm like, no, 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 no. And then Dante walks in on him in the evidence room going through evidence. And I'm like, yeah. Not getting away with it this time. I refuse. So he questioned why Scott's in there, and Scott's like, I was looking for evidence for my client, one of the robbery guys, and the guy is right outside the door. There's the bang. Alana, leave that alone. And so the guy's right out the door because there was supposed to be a little talk with his attorney. So he's right outside, and Scott fumbles to try and cover, be like, yeah, I'm your attorney, and the guy's like, no, you're not. And yeah, doesn't really work. But now Dante's super suspicious, and Scott kind of slithers out of there. Back at Ava's, Lulu comes over. It's kind of about Nicholas. She tells her about the custody, and Ava agrees that Valentine shouldn't be near children, and she asks if there's anything that Ava can tell her that would maybe help, but everything it was already in the statements, So Lulu will get it done one way or another, and Ava does tell Lulu to find Valentine's Achilles heel before he finds hers. But honestly, I think her Achilles heel is the fact that, I do have some water left in here. I am thirsty, y'all. 1 second. Her Achilles heel is she gets very emotional when it comes to Charlotte and doesn't exactly, stay on strategy. So hopefully she can get that under control. At Perks, now this is big, okay? Strap in, because it's going to be a bumpy ride. If you need some water, I have plenty to share. Okay. So now literally, oh no, this isn't what, never mind. I thought we were on today's. I can't keep these straight. Wait a second. Did I just say, am I filming these? No, I'm good. Okay. No, I'm good. I'm sorry. I watched, Tuesdays was fine, but I watched yesterday's and today's out of order, and then I had to do them backwards. So we're good. So at Perks, Nell literally runs into Sunny, and she's like, we're not in each other's lives anymore, so we don't have to worry about it. And I'm like, girl. And she's smug, literally. She can't have a more smug face on. She's like, and he's like, there's nothing for you here. And she says that they just, Carly and Sunny just want to ruin everyone's lives, and he says it's all lies and untruths, and she's like, and, something about your wife, or, she your ex-wife. So Sunny brings up Michael and Jocelyn, and she says that she's genuinely sorry for them, and he's like, stop lying. Why you always lying? You care about yourself. And she says that she's the only victim here, and I'm like, so he says that she seems proud of that, and she's not. And I'm like, really? So Nell keeps bad-mouthing Carly, and that, her and Sunny deserve each other. And Sunny says Nell will suffer the most. Honestly, even if you did have this revenge plot, once you realize who Carly's married to, why do you not, just go, you know what? I'm good, So Sunny says that if she pulls something on Valentine Cassadine's watch, he won't pause to get rid of her, and that works for him. At Kelly's, Michael and Jocelyn are there. He picked her up after she snuck out of the house. She didn't want to interrupt Carly and Jax's conversation, so she snuck out her window like we all do. My window's on the second floor, so that wouldn't work. So she thinks Jax is staying for a little while. She brings up the divorce. She wants them to get a divorce, more specifically, her and Sunny, obviously. And Michael tries to make her see how complicated it is. And then they talk about now. And Michael wishes that, Carly and Sunny's marriage would have worked this time. And he tries to say that, Carly and Sunny lost Morgan, and he was, the only biological child between them. And, how devastating that was for them to lose him. and then, for Sonny to think he was responsible for that death. Like, that's why it's not so black and white to Michael of what happened. So a part of Jocelyn still likes Nell, and she thinks it's the same for Michael. So Michael's going to take Jocelyn home. She doesn't want to interrupt him again, and Michael left his phone at Kelly's, and he says that he's always good when he's with her. Like, she's the one that takes care of. She's the one who takes care of him. So now strap in for this. This is the part 1 of strap in. Part 2 is going to be in the next video. So at Carly's, Jax tells Carly that he bought Nell's kidney, but not exactly. So okay, it's going to be a long and winding road. You're going to yell a few times. I'm going to yell right with you, so don't worry. So he knew about the harassing money letters from Frank, and he called Frank and offered him $1 million to find a kidney for Jocelyn. He didn't think he'd use his own daughter, and Frank blamed Carly for the whole thing. So that's why Jax wanted her to call off the search, and she's angry that he didn't tell her any of this. So he thought it was best to let it go. So she would have stopped him from doing the illicit kidney search, and then he says, then where would Jocelyn be now? And, like, nothing else mattered, and it didn't even occur to him that it would come back to hurt Carly. Could she forgive him? But nothing really changes. Nell already got her revenge, and she's never going to believe Carly that she didn't do this. So whether he likes it or not, he left them wide open for damage to happen. And Carly had a lot to think about, and he's going to leave, which leads me to next video is going to be the whole big explosive, like, strap in. It's going to be a long and bumpy ride. And now end scene. So Scott returns to Ava's without the pills, and he says that he didn't see the pills in evidence, and sometimes things disappear, especially prescription medication or, like, jewelry. So he tells her to do nothing, and he would bet his life that those pills disappeared. Oh, sweetie. Dante finds the pills! Woo! Dante finds the pills. Finally! Cause to celebrate, am I right? Anna says that night meant something to her too, and she takes Valentine's hand, and I'm like, what are you doing back there? Michael returns to Kelly's for his cell phone. He calls Carly. He dropped Jocelyn off at the top of the driveway, and Sonny comes in and hears Michael say that Jax is back, and Carly hugs Jocelyn, and Jax is meeting with Nell, and Nell's ready to fight this Carly fight, and I'm like, oh, sweetie. Oh, sweetie. So that is it for Wednesday's General Hospital recap. I will see you in 5 minutes for really big, and then tomorrow is going to be like a huge video. So yeah, I can't wait. So let's get right to it. I'm going to drink a lot of water, and I'll see you then. Bye.